of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And after a long and lengthy road trip out to the East Coast, the St. Louis Cardinals are home on this 15th day of June, 1949, to play the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Dodgers beat them in Tuesday's game. This is Wednesday, June 15th, by the way. 10-5, a Woolworth game for sure. The Dodgers are in first. They're 35-20. The Cardinals are 30-24. Both leagues are starting to do the tighten-up dance. Archie Bell and the Drills would be quite happy. Al Brazel and the lucky one, Ralph Branca, as we start another week of Major League Baseball 1949 right here on Retro Sports Network. As live from Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, Missouri, it is the Brooklyn Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So wait for the screen to pop up, and there we go. How are you? Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon on the East Coast. Al Brazel, who we've seen a bunch of here in the replay, will get the start for the Cardinals. He is 3-4 on the year with a 3.54 ERA. Cotton is 35 years old. The Bugs Bunny fastball tops out at 82. And he is a standard pitcher. He last went on the 10th against the Phillies. I believe I did that game. 8 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. So 89 innings for Al, 94 hits allowed, 12 homers already, 38 runs, 35 of them earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 29. In the lineup he'll face, Pee Wee Reese leads off at short for the Dodgers. McCormick is in left field. He'll bat second. That's Mike McCormick. Carl Furillo will hit third and play right field. Jackie Robinson cleans up at second base. Gil Hodges at first will bat fifth. Billy Cox at third will go sixth. Duke Snyder drops all the way down to seventh in the lineup. I'm surprised by that. He's in center field. Here's another surprise. Roy Campanella behind the plate will go eighth. And Ralph Branca, lucky number 13, is on the hill and should throw about 135 pitches before all is said and done. Defensively for the Cardinals, it is Enos Slaughter in left. He's a 5 and a 4. Stan Musial is a 7 and a 7 in center. Ron Northey is a 2 and an 8 in right. Eddie Kazak is a 7 at third. Marty Marion a 9 at short. Red Shane Dienst a 9 at second. That defense is much better with Marion at short, although Shane Dienst, when he played short for us last week, played a pretty good game. Nippy Jones is a 6 at first. Joe Garagiola is a 6 and a 6 behind the plate. And Mr. Brazel is a 6 on the mound with a .956 fielding percentage. Baseball today, baseball tomorrow night. Baseball Thursday at lunch. You'll see the Senators, the Yankees, the Tigers, and I'll forget who else. But it's a big American League week right here on the channel. Pee Wee comes in at 3.14, 6 homers and 40 RBI. It is a warm night in St. Louis, 84 degrees, clear skies, and the wind is blowing in from center at 15. And Reese sends this one into center field. Usual, 1 out. So Mike McCormick at 192. No homers and 9 RBI. So hopefully your Tuesday at lunch is going well so far. Or whenever else you watch us on YouTube on tape delay. There's a ground ball to Shane Dienst over to first, 2 out. So 2 quick out for Carl Furillo at 329, 13 homers, and 60 RBI. course, real spring training is underway. Ferrillo into center field. That's going to get caught in the wind. Musial will track that down, and that will retire the side. Dodgers go 1, 2, 3 in the first. We go to the bottom of the inning, no score. Ralph Branca, who has won 3 straight decisions, is now 3-6 on the year with a .524 ERA. His fielding percentage is .524. We got a problem. He is all at 23 years old, the Hawk. Fastball pitcher at 91 and a fly ball plus pitcher. That might work to his advantage. Today, he last pitched against the Cubs on the 9th. In Brooklyn, 9 innings, a shutout. 8 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts to pick up his 3rd win of the year. So in 80 2/3 innings, 81 hits, 14 homers, 52 runs, 47 earned. He has walked 49 and struck out 42. About 5 weeks ago, after the Cubs hammered him for 7 runs in 2 2/3 innings, he had an ERA of .767, which makes Boeing quite happy. But he's dropped that 2.5 runs in the last 5 weeks. This will be the lineup he'll face. Red Schoendienst leads off at second base. Marty Marion at short will bat second. Stan Musial in center will go third. Enos Slaughter cleans up in left. Ron Northey in right will bat fifth. Kasich at third goes sixth. Jones at first will go seventh. Garagiola, the catcher, eighth. And Brazel, who threw 7 pitches in his half of the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for the Dodgers, McCormick, a 2 and a 4 in left. Snyder, a 9 and an 8 in center. The 757 wasn't introduced for another 33 years. That was the 767 I was talking about. But you're right. The 57, that would have been, I'm looking at 2021, 1982. Thank you, airline enthusiast. Big clue. Carl Ferrillo is an 8 and 10 in right. Billy Cox is a 5 at third. Pee Wee Reese a 9 at short. Jackie Robinson at 8 at second. Gil Hodges a 9 at first. Campanella a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. And Branca a 2 on the mound with a .913 fielding percentage. Brad showed me the draft of his team. That was 2 season replays ago. Yes, it was. You're right. I think it's what, your Strat team or Diamond Mine team? For the 2021 season, and a DMB. And I recognize maybe about 5 players on it. Here's Schoendienst at 298, 2 homers and 27 RBI. Branca's ready, and so are we. Pitch to Schoendienst as a ground ball base hit left side. McCormick will field it, and Schoendienst on first. Ever since I left the job covering the Nationals, there was a couple names I recognized. Pitchers from Colorado and Arizona, or used to pitch there, but if that's the best in your division, that says a lot. There's Marty Marion, 272, 5 homers and 26 RBI. No score, bottom of the first. Dodgers in first place in the National League by themselves. Marion into left center. Snyder will make the catch. And Schoendienst goes back to first. 1 out from Musial. Stan at 285, 11 homers and 39 RBI. Schoendienst takes the lead off of first. He's gone. Campanella throws down to Pee Wee, and Schoendienst has his 3rd steal of the year. So runner in scoring position, 1 out, with Musial at the plate. Pitch to helps if the mouse is in the right spot. Pitch to Stan is ball 4. So runners on first and second for Slaughter. Enos at 345. 4 homers and 27 RBI. So if you're wondering about the new streaming schedule, it's hockey Monday nights at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Couldn't even get my Canadians to beat the Whalers last night. And baseball Tuesday And Thursday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And Wednesday night in prime time, the chatty version, or Uncle Ron After Dark. Pitch to Slaughter as a ground ball to Reese. Should be 2. Robinson for 1 over to Hodges, and it will be 2. So Branca gets his best friend. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Cardinals leave a runner on after 1, no score. Brings up Jackie Robinson on this 15th day of June, hitting .398. 14 doubles, 4 triples, 9 homers, and 48 RBI. Jackie hits a ground ball to third. Kasich, 1 out. Have not heard from Lorenzo in a while. I've not seen him playing games on Steam, so hopefully he's okay. As we play the Dodgers, here's... I'll read that in a second. Gil Hodges at .335, 6 homers and 43 RBI. Pitch to Gil is a liner to center field. Musial's there, 2 out. Big Clue in his day job got off the chat with a difficult customer. No lie, his name was Lorenzo. And so go to your refrigerator and open up a nice cold bottle of Maldito. The beer to have when you just don't care anymore. Maldito. Sold in 6 12-packs in the new 40-ounce single. Here's Billy Cox. He's at .217, 2 homers and 9 RBI. So did Uncle Vinny sell you the beer right there, Brad? There's a ground ball to Kasich over to first across the way, and that will retire Cox and the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 2 here in St. Louis, no score. Oh, yeah, it happens. Northey, Kasich, and Jones for the Cards here in the second. You think banks should offer products for free? No. Well, it's important that you've got your 4 yachts and 5 Mercedes. Jeez. Ron Northey, I think I've read you the numbers. Branca delivers, and Northey slaps that one up the middle for a base hit. Kind of fisted that one into center field. And that's the second hit for the Cardinals. Here's Kasich at .286, 2 homers and 31 RBI. We all have our bad days. Sounds like you're having one. Just remember the smooth, crisp taste of Maldito beer. Pitch to Kasich is a ground ball to Hodges. He takes it to the bag himself. Northey moves to second and so the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. I'm sure you're used to that. No skin off your nose. When I was a police dispatcher, I had some guy in a parking garage harass me for 20 minutes about why we wouldn't go start his car. Your job is to protect and serve. Yeah. Call AAA. You don't call me. Here's Jones, .372, 3 homers and 27 RBI. There's a liner in the right field. That's going to drop for a hit. Northey will round third and hold. So the Cardinals have runners on the corners and 1 out for Joe Garagiola. Mr. Hare hitting .253, 3 homers and 16 RBI. It's not a sunny day here in Burlington. It is warm, but it is rainy. Northey on third, Jones on first. Garagiola at the plate. Branca deals, got him! And 0-2, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 3. So here's Brazel. Al at 0-29. He is 1 for 35. but he is yet to strike out. In 2 outs, he's going to have to swing here. He hits that one in the center. It's going to get past Robinson. That's a base hit. So he was hitting 0.29. He's now hitting at 0.56. But he's got an RBI single. Jones moves to third. And Brazel on first with Northey scores. All right, check out the alphabet draft over in Baseball Fantasy's Fantasy Baseball section. All-time player draft. But each round, you can only choose a guy whose surname begins with a particular letter. So you can't draft Henry Aaron in the 3rd round. And you got to wait 6 weeks to get Carl Yastrzemski. You're starting the Qs today. How many Z players are there? I mean, Richie Zisk and Al Zarilla. Here's Shane Dienst. Red singled and stole a base. So the first 9 for Branca. Inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 25 pitches, a walk, and a strikeout. Ball 4. Yeah, 8 teams. So much more would be too many. 25 players plus the manager. Okay. I would draft Frank Quillisi just because. Here's Marty Marion. He's 0 for 1. Jones on third, Brazel on second, Shane Dienst on first. And in the X is that your top choice? In the X round, you could use a player with an X in either name. There's only one. That'd be Jimmy Fox. Pitch to Marion is a ground ball to Pee Wee Reese. Underhands it to Robinson. Pee Wee was running to his left, made the one-handed grab, flipped it to Jackie to retire the side. So the Cardinals leave him loaded. They get a run on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the 3rd. St. Louis 1, Brooklyn nothing. There can't be too many Q managers or players. Quillisi was the first name that popped into my head. Here's Snyder. Duke at 284. 11 homers and 34 RBI. Brazel kicks and fires. Struck him out. He checked his swing on an 0-2 fastball, but it's right there at the belt, 1 out. Campanella's been hitting a lot better. 385 so far in the month of June. And surprisingly hitting 338 away from Ebbets Field. 291, 10 homers and 31 RBI. 1 out. Liner in the right, Northeast there. 2 out. For Branca, who's hitting 050. 1 for 20. He has struck out 10 times, driven in 3. Brazel. So his choices. Oh, that's true. Jack Quinn, who we've, I believe, featured. Dan Quisenberry. Or Frank Quillisi. Forgot about Quisenberry. There's a fly ball to right. Northey will get it. And that will retire the side. So, we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Still 1-0 St. Louis. Carlos Quentin was a thought. Yep. Carlos Quintana. The big Q. Played for the Red Sox. Here's Musial. He walked his first time up. Slaughter and Northey. 3 lefties here to face Branca in the 3rd. And Musial punches that one into center field for a base hit. 5th hit for the Cardinals. Brings up Slaughter, who grounded into a double play his first time up. Branca just a baby at 23. 1-0 St. Louis. And there's a base hit into right center field. Musial will hold at second. Slaughter will stay at first. Nobody out for Northey, who singled and scored in the 2nd. Dodgers winners of last night's game against the Cardinals, 10-5. The Dodgers and Phils fighting for first in the National League. Northey, line drive to 3rd. Cox is there, 1 out. Brings up Kasich. Eddie at 0 for 1. Pretty good outfield for Brad. Henderson. Too bad he picked Steve. Ty Cobb and Larry Doby. Pitch to Kasich. There's a fly ball pop-up. Reese on the grass has it for the out, 2 away. Your infield, Bob Elliott, played for the Braves. Cap Anson. Here's Nippy Jones. He singled his first time up. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom 3. 1-0 St. Louis. Branca deals. Ground ball to short. Reese across the way to Hodges, and that will retire the side. Cardinals leave 2 more on. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 4th. It's 1-0 St. Louis. Just a fun draft, and it's not like a serpentine. So each round, everyone picks 1 spot higher. So when you pick first in a round, you go 8th the next, and then 7th, and so on and so forth. That does sound like a fun challenge. Speaking of challenges, here's the standings. The Dodgers have won 7 in a row and 9 of 10. They have the best run differential in all of baseball. They have a half-game lead over the Phils, 2.5 over the Giants, 4 over the Braves, who've won 5 straight, 4.5 over the Cardinals, who have picked the wrong time to slump. Pittsburgh, the Cubs have lost 8 straight, and they're still in front of Cincinnati. Rob Nen. Bullpen. It was a closer for the Giants, wasn't he? In the American League, the Senators realize the gig is up. The Yankees, however, have not taken advantage. They've lost 2 straight and they're still a half game out. Tigers have climbed to within 4. Tigers swept the Senators in a doubleheader last Sunday. Cleveland 4.5. The A's are hanging tough, like new kids on the block, at 26 and 29. And the Red Sox realize that 500 is a good place to be. They should get there soon. 7.5 back. And somehow the Browns and the White Sox are on the right side of the ledger for once. So Brazel, his first 9 in 29 pitches and 3 innings with a strikeout. His offense hasn't really helped him. He's driven in the only run for St. Louis. Pee Wee's 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Marion, 1 out. Here's McCormick. Brazel deals. Ground ball to Shane Deans towards the bag over to first. 2 out for Ferrillo, and repeat after me, he's 0 for 1. Ball 4, first walk, first base runner of the game for the Dodgers. Brings up Robinson, who's 0 for 1. So for the first time today, Mr. Brazel will have to work out of the stretch. Koji, that would be a good one to fall to you. And the U's. Ted Eulander. Bob Uecker. Pitch to Robinson is struck him out. He got him to swing and miss. So Brazel wipes his mop after that swing and a miss for strike 3 on an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. Bottom 4, still 1-0 Cardinals. So here's Gary Giola. Joe struck out his first time up. Brazel and Shane Deans to follow. Branca starts the bottom of the 4th. Joe to first. Hodges, 1 out. Brazel singled and drove in his first run of the year. The lone run of the game, that would be Ron Northey. Brazel, little number down to Robinson on the grass, has to hurry to first, and that will be out number 2. So Branca threw 18 batters, 61 pitches, 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits. The run was earned. He has walked 2 and struck out 1. Shane Deans singled, stole the base, and walked. Chopper down to third. Cox will let it roll foul, and the count is 0-2. Into left field, McCormick has it to retire the side. The Cardinals go quietly in the fourth. We go to the fifth. Now Brazel's liking his Bengals right now. 1-0 St. Louis. So Hodges, Cox, and Snyder to face Al here in the fifth. And Gill is 0 for 1. And there's a base hit into right center field. Hodges is digging for 2. He's in there. His 9th double of the year. And that's the first Dodger hit. Brings up Billy Cox, who's 0 for 1. Brazel. Right back to Al. Over to first for the out. Hodges will hold. No, Hodges goes to third. So 1 out. Runner on third for Duke Snyder, who was 0 for 1. He is the lone strikeout victim. Got him again. So he swings and misses on a full count fastball for strike 3. So that's his third. And Snyder has struck out twice. So 2 out for Campanella, who is 0 for 1. Roy sitting on a 6-game hitting streak. Base hit right field, and that will tie the game. Just like that. So it brings up Branca, who's 0 for 1. Brazel not a very happy camper. Temperature now 78 degrees here in St. Louis. And the wind blowing in from right center at 8. Got him! Swings and misses at a fastball. Halfway home on a Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon, depending on what part of the country you're in. It's the Dodgers 1, the Cardinals 1. We'll be back in a moment. So if you joined us late, here's how we got here. Al Brazel with an RBI single to score Ron Northey to make it 1-0 St. Louis. Then the Dodgers has tied the game in the fifth. Roy Campanella singled home Gil Hodges to make it 1-1. Donating plasma was the ad you got, huh? I'd imagine those days would be long gone for you. There's always a need back in college. Oh, you get paid for that? Or you just take your free cookies and orange juice? Ralph Branco is allowed 6 hits through 4. O'Ryan a walk, 2 walks and a strikeout. Al Brazel, 5 innings, 2 hits. The run just came. Walked 1 and struck out 4. Want to go to Pizza Hut and the movies tonight? Sure. Let me go give a pint. Lightheaded, easy date you were. Here's Mary, and Marty is 0 for 2. Just don't... $200 a month, that's a lot of money. How many times a month did you go? Pitch to Marion is a ground ball to Robinson over to first, 1 out. Here's Musial. Stan has walked and singled 2 to 3 times. Wow. You give blood up here, they give you Cheez-Its and orange juice. Got him. He swings and misses at an 0-2 fastball at 91. So that's 2 for Ralph. Blood does not equal plasma. Yep. Slaughter 1 for 2. Has singled and grounded into a double play. I can't give blood because my arm does not bend enough for them to actually get. Got him! He swings and misses at a breaking ball. Well, that's true. I'm a diabetic now, but even beforehand. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th, 1-1. But I've never been able to give blood because my arm just doesn't bend. And when I have to do blood draws, they have to bring in the phlebotomist to go, okay, Mr. Chuckett, gimme. Here's Pee Wee Reese. He's 0 for 2. 18 batters deep for Brazel. 69 pitches, 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. 1-1 the score here in the 6th. Ground ball to Marion over to first, 1 out. Here's McCormick. He's 0 for 2. Brad would know the answer to this. The Mike McCormick of the Dodgers is not the father of Mike McCormick, the pitcher for the Giants, right? That's not a Michael Jr. or anything? Correct, okay. Pitch to McCormick is a fly ball to left. Slaughter makes the catch, 2 out. Unrelated. Here's Ferrello. Carl is 0 for 1 with a walk. Game is flipping right past here. If you're watching, say hi. 1-1 here in the top of the 6th, 2 out. Dodgers and Cardinals. Game 56 for the Dodgers, so they have 98 left. And for the Cardinals, this is game 55, so they have 99 left. And Ferrillo gets first base. He swung, and it will be a catcher interference. Garagiola doesn't like it. They tell Yogi to be quiet. Garagiola says, I'm not Yogi. And the umpire says, well, you talk as much. Here's Robinson. He's 0 for 2. Ron Northey was the father of original Kansas City Royal Scott Northey. Okay. Pitch to Jackie is a base hit left field. Slaughter will pick that up. Ferrillo goes to third. And there's 2 out. Runners on the corners for Gil Hodges, who is 1 for 2. He has doubled and scored the lone Dodger run in the 5th. Got him. He swings and misses on a full count fastball, and that will retire the side. The Dodgers strand 2. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Is that the catcher's interference? We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1. So, speaking of Mr. Northey, him, Kasich, and Jones here in the bottom of the 6th. Northey 1 for 2 with a run scored. Here's a base hit in the right center field. He's digging for 2. He's in there. His 5th double of the year. And then I'll bring up Kasich, who was 0 for 2. Eddie is ready. Branca deals. Ball 4. So the 3rd walk for Ralph. Nobody out for Jones, who's 1 for 2 with a single. Nippy, and I forgot his given name because it certainly wasn't Nippy, hitting .373 on the year. Branca in a bit of a spot here in the bottom of the 6th. Campanella goes to calm him down. Ralph says okay. There's a base hit in the left center field. Northey will round third and score. Kasich goes into third standing, and the Cardinals lead it 2-1. So Jones continues to hit well, and then I'll bring up Garagiola. Joe is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Branca, Nippy's first name was Vernal. Make your appropriate Equinox jokes right here. Pitch to Joe. Line drive to Robinson. 1 out. Brings up Brazel, who was 1 for 2. Not going to bunt here. Has an RBI single. In French, it was Laverne. Just like the middle name of Mr. Lundquist. Pitch to Brazel. There's a slow roller to Reese, and Kasich will go to try and score. They get Jones at second. There is no throw to first. So it's 3-1 St. Louis on the fielder's choice. I'm doing well, Buckshot Kid. How are you? So Shane Dean's 1 for 2. He has walked, stolen the base, and singled. And the Cardinals have 2 across here in the bottom of the 6th. This time around, line drive to Robinson, and that will retire the side. But the Cardinals get 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors to leave a runner on. We go to the 7th. St. Louis 3, Brooklyn 1. So it'll be Cox, Snyder, and Campanella. Cox is 0 for 2. Brazel's pitch. There's a fly ball to right. Northey, 1 out. That's in the corner. Duke Snyder has struck out twice. Brazel has fanned 5. Was watching the other night the 1982 Grey Cup, which a lot of people say was the impetus. How you doing, Mr. Forsberg? For Toronto to build a dome stadium. Pitch to Snyder. There's a fly ball right center field. Musial's going to run a long way. He must have run 50 yards to make that catch. How about that? 2 out. Here in the top of the 7th. The Canadian Football League Championship. The Grey Cup. So Roy Campanella 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in a run. Played that year between the Edmonton Eskimos and the Toronto Argonauts. And Buckshot Kid will gladly tell you who the quarterback for the Eskimos was. A Hall of Famer on both sides of the border. The Argos actually got celebrated for that loss. Yep, Warren Moon. Yep, you're right. Pitch to Campy. Got him. That's 6 for Brazel. Stretch time, 3-1 Cardinals. It rained so hard in the second half of that game that the fans tried to find cover. There just wasn't a lot of it at the exhibition stadium. I think, didn't Moon win a championship every year he was in Edmonton? Here's Marion. He's 0 for 3. Branca starts the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to third. Cox, 1 out. Here's Musial. Stan is 1 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and singled. And there's a pop-up. Reese has it for the out. Yep, Warren Moon won the Grey Cup 5 times. What's the Temple Cup? I know, Brad. Here's Slaughter, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Slaughter 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and grounded into a double play. And there's a line drive all the way down the line and right. Slaughter is into second with a stand-up double. And the Cardinals are looking for an insurance run. Oh, baseball's pre-World Series championship. Back in the day of the National League and American Association. 1890s. Named for the Pirates owner William Chase Temple. Any relation to Shirley? Who provided the Loving Cup. A Loving Cup comes with some Baileys. The pennant winner in Gardner's sim will get the Temple Cup. Oh, okay. Gardner abandoned that one a while ago. Northey 2 for 3, single, doubled, and scored twice. 2 out, Slaughter on second. In the left center field, Snyder will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Cardinals leave a runner on. How you doing, Tribe fan? Bottom, or going to the top of the 8th. It is 3-1 to St. Louis. Brazel giving me the fatigue warning. He's due up 4th in the inning. The Argos had not been to the Grey Cup since 1971 with some quarterback by the name of Teasman. I wonder what happened to him and how many bathrooms he has to pass along the way. Branca is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It'll be Reese and McCormick. Branca stays in the game, lines out one in the left field. Slaughter will pick it up. Better check 1983. What about it? Well, since we're talking the 82 Grey Cup, that would come before 83, Mark. Pee Wee Reese is 0 for 3. Brazel, 98 pitches, 7 innings, plus 4 hits, a walk and 6 strikeouts. Pitch to Pee Wee is popped up right side. Jones is going to run out of real estate. And so the count is a ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. Of course, the Argos would have great success in the 90s with some guy by the name of Flutie, who also had great success in Calgary. Line drive to Marion, 1 out. McCormick is 0 for 3. Tribe fan asks an interesting question. Any chance with the place in Canton being called the Pro Football Hall of Fame that Damon Allen could get in? In 83, the Argos beat the BC Lions to win their first Grey Cup in forever. Pitch to McCormick. There's a ground ball base hit into center field. Branca will go to third. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Furillo. Furillo 0 for 1 with a walk. Grey Cup was always played around my birthday. Still is. Gary Giola and Brazel with the conversation. Al delivers. Furillo draws ball 4. So they're loaded. It's 3-1. Brazel says he's strong. There's never been an inductee yet who played primarily in the CFL. Theismann, of course, qualifies. But considering that all the writers are American, I'm not sure how much CFL they would watch. So, bases loaded for Robinson. Brazel will stay in the game. Cardinals hoping to get a double play here. And Robinson gets hit. Yeah, Moon too, of course. And, uh-oh, we got a fight. We got a fight. We got a fight. Gary Giola somehow... Robinson said a few words to Brazel. Gary Giola tried to hold Robinson back. Then they get into it. And Gary Giola's thrown out. Well. So we're going to change the battery here. Del Rice will come in the game. He's a 5 and a 4 and bat 8th. And Fred Martin will come in for Brazel with the bases loaded, 1 out. Martin has not pitched this year. Fred will make 5 starts before all is said and done. He got called up today. He's 34 years old. Fastball pitcher at 82 and a ground ball pitcher. So his real life number, 6-0 with an ERA of 2.44, no saves, 70 innings, 65 hits, 3 homers. He's walked 20 and struck out 30. Bud Grant coached in both Canada and the States. The big question is, I know they were only around for 3 years, but is there anybody in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that primarily played in the USFL? Walker doesn't count. He had a pretty good NFL career. Hodges is 1 for 3. Into center field. Musial rides the swing, makes the catch. McCormick will tag. Musial's going to throw home. There's 2 out. The throw comes to Rice. Not in time. We're tied at 3. McCormick lowered the shoulder and knocked Rice down. Bowled him over. So 2 out for Cox, who's 0 for 3. And a 3-3 tie. Yeah, Reggie White, Jim Kelly, Herschel Walker, much more famous for their NFL achievements. You mean Chuck Fusina didn't make the NFL or make the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Pitch to Cox. There's a fly ball to left. Slaughter rolls over in the corner and makes the catch to retire the side. 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. The Dodgers have tied this one. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-3. So Kasich, Jones, and Rice, and then we'll see about Martin. Kasich, line drive to Reese, 1 out. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They've left on 6. The Cardinals, 3 runs, 9 hits, an error, and they have left on 8. Nippy Jones is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. Vernal has driven in his 28th run. That's another base hit. That goes into right field. Ferrolo will pick it up. And that brings up Dale Rice at 293. A homer and 11 RBI. Infield, guarding the lines. Branca. Up Steve Young, of course, another former USFLer, but ran for his life in the USFL. It wasn't until he got with Bill Walsh in San Francisco that his fortunes changed. There's a fly ball right center field. Snyder will make the catch. And with 2 out, we're going to let the pitcher bat. He's a 300 hitter. I guess we're going to let the pitcher bat. 6 for 20 with 2 RBI. Martin will face Snyder, Campanella in the pitcher spot in the 9th. Martin can hit. Ground ball up the middle. Reese! Diving stop over to first to retire the side. So, no runs a hit. The Cardinals leave on their 9th runner. After 8, 3-3 the score. So here's Snyder. He is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. St. Louis will have Shane Dietz, Marion, and Musial to make you want to go open a Maldito. Pitch to Snyder. Base hit up the middle. So the Dodgers have the go-ahead runner on to start the 9th. For Campanella, Roy is 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, and struck out. And there's a line drive to Maid Marion for the out, 1 away. So let's see what the Dodgers do with Branca. He is 1 for 3. He has singled, struck out, and scored. Kasich and Jones play for the bunt. Yeah, I just kind of wondered if anyone would have done it. There couldn't have been a Hall of Famer with the primary accomplishments in the USFL because the league, 3 years. And Moon and Flutie's not in our Hall of Fame. In the College Football Hall of Fame. And Moon, you can't discredit those championships with Edmonton. Marv Rackley will pinch hit, by the way. Yeah, Flutie's in the College Hall of Fame, yeah. Marv Rackley at 464 with 4 RBI. throw to first. Snyder is back. Yeah, a few that played in the USFL. Pitch to Rackley. There's a base hit up the middle. Snyder will go to third. So the go-ahead run is on third, 1 out. Rackley on first for Pee Wee Reese, who is 0 for 4. Makes me look so smart for leaving that pitcher in. So Martin needs to bear down here. Sam Mills is still out. Yeah, I believe so. Pitch to Pee Wee. Ground ball to Shane Dienst. Marion for 1, and Rackley will knock him down, and the Dodgers go up 4-3. So 2 out for McCormick. What a play there for Steiner to score. Shane Dean's got the force, and there was no throw. Yeah, Sam Mills, arguably the USFL's greatest player. So here's McCormick. He's 1 for 4. Martin deals, and there's a ground ball to Kasich. He goes to Shane Deans for the sure out. Tommy Brown will play left field. The Dodgers go up 4-3, bottom of the ninth. So Irv Palika, a baby at 21, a fastball pitcher at 88, and a standard pitcher, making his 19th appearance of the year. He pitched last night in their 10-5 win over the Cardinals. 2 innings, 2 hits, and a strikeout. So against St. Louis, this is appearance number 5, 6 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He's walked and struck out 3 and is 1-0. On the replay, 31 2/3 innings, 33 hits, the 1 homer. He has walked 19 and struck out 14. Shane Dienst, Marion, and Musial here in the bottom of the ninth. Red has walked, singled, and stolen a base. And there's a base hit into right center field. Shane Dienst will hold it first. Hodges got a late jump. Jamie joining us just in time in the bottom of the ninth. Remember, tomorrow night, Cox plays in at third. Hodges back at first. Marion is going to hit and run here. We know we got the Senators and the Tigers from Washington tomorrow in prime time, and then the Yankees will grace us at lunchtime on Thursday. Hit and run is on. Marion swings into right field. Ferrillo is there. Shane Dienst goes back, 1 out. So here's Musial, the winning run at the plate, or the potential winning run. Well, he would be the winning run. Stan is 1 for 3. He has walked, struck out, and singled. Shane Dienst, the tying run on first. Musial up the middle, a base hit. Shane Dienst will hold at second. And so here is Slaughter. Enos is 2 for 4. He has singled, doubled, struck out. Shane Dienst, the tying run. Musial, the winning run. And Slaughter would like to be Reggie Jackson, the straw that stirs the drink. He does have 3 game winners on the year. That does not mean he's walked off 3 games. Palika deals. Base hit left field. Brown picks it up. Shane Dienst will hold with 1 out. Brown, by the way, a 5 and a 6. And that'll bring it up to Ron Northey, who is 2 for 4. He has singled, doubled, and scored twice. So the infield playing in, the outfield playing back. Shane Dienst on third, Musial on second. Slaughter just takes that Adirondack chair and sits on first base. And did you enjoy watching 29 rodeo action there, Gardner? So, 1 out, Bases loaded. 4-3 Brooklyn. Northey at the plate. Palika deals. In the center field. Snyder, that's a shallow fly ball. Shane Deans will tag and score, and we are knotted at 4. So 2 out. That's the third. Cardinals 4 runs, 13 hits in air, and they've left on 9. Here's Kasich. He is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. Flutie, by the way, is in the College Hall of Fame and the Canadian Hall of Fame, 3-time champion, and most passing yards in one season at over 6,600 yards. So Musial can win the ball game if he can score. Pitch to Kasich. Here's a line drive, center field. Musial will round third, and that will win the ball game. The Cardinals have walked it off on an RBI single by Eddie Kasich, and they have beaten the Dodgers 5-4. Open up a Maldito. You deserve it. Rodeo debuted in 1929. Gardner trying to play a funny here, and it got put back in his face by Raymond McKee. So, 5 runs, 4. Yeah, Eddie Kasich. Go buy that card. Wow, that was a heck of a 9th inning. 1-5 runs, 14 hits, and error for St. Louis. Brooklyn 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Palika blows his 5th save of the year. He now falls to 2-3. Branca did a serviceable job. He would have gotten, they would have had the win. So 2/3 of an inning for Palika. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He had plus stuff too. Brazel will get a no decision. Martin blew the save in the top of the inning. Goes an inning and 2/3. 2 hits, a run, it was earned. And so Ron Northey, 2 for 5 with a double, is going to be our player of the game. And if you missed it, Joe Garagiola got into it with Jackie Robinson and got thrown out. So 5-4. The Cardinals win to break the Dodgers' winning streak. And now, the rest of the day in baseball. The Dodgers and the Phillies are tied for first. The Yankees, and Allie Reynolds throws a 3-hitter. The Yankees beat the White Sox 2-0. Gumpert takes the loss. Yogi Berra, 1 for 3, his 6th of the year. The Red Sox beat the Indians 4-1. Masterson, remember, Justin was traded, and he wins his first start with the Red Sox. He beats Gene Bearden, who goes to 2-8. Tex Houston gets the save. 4-1 the final there. The Pirates beat the Braves 7-6. Al Kiner with 2 homers now is 20 on the year. World goes to 4-4, and Spahn falls to 6-7. The Reds beat the Giants 5-3. The Fox goes to 4-6. Jones falls to 7-4. Litweiler a single and 3 walks. Kiner, by the way, drove in 6. Phillies go ahead of the Dodgers now as they beat Chicago 6-5. Heinzelman goes to 7-2. Rush falls to 1-7. Andy Pafko 4 for 5 with a double. The Senators stay in first place. They beat the Browns 4-1. Scarborough goes to 7-2. Kennedy falls to 2-4, and Jerry Pretty is 2 for 3 with a double. Philly loses to Detroit 6-3. The Tigers get a win from Gray. He goes to 5-4. Fowler falls to 3-5. Vic Wertz 2 for 4 with his 5th of the year and 2 RBI. Overall, a very good day in baseball. Standings. As we say goodbye for a Tuesday, the Phillies are back in front of the Dodgers by half a game. The Giants are 3. Cardinals are 4. Braves are 4.5. Senators stay ahead of the Yankees by half a game. Detroit 4 back. Cleveland 5.5. Yeah, this is being pretty good. Tomorrow night will be Detroit and Washington from Griffith Stadium, which means I got a stadium to do. That is in prime time, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And then Thursday at lunchtime, it's the Indians and the Yankees from Yankee Stadium. You all have yourself a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you. We're taping tomorrow, Digital Dice, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night for some more baseball. Until then, so long, everybody.